We're good.
Wow.
What the heck is that?
I don't
The lady,
know.
the lady
It's a
in the
different
box.
link,
Yeah.
because the Board of Health is meeting right now.
So we're
using
not
the live.
Oh, that's right.
We're recording.
Yeah, because they can't go to live meetings at once.
Okay, you two people over there in the corner, welcome to the HDC. Today is Thursday, August 5th, 2021, and it's 1:01. I'm going to get this meeting started. This is a meeting of the Nantucket Historic District Commission. For you two people sitting in the audience, if you want to talk to each other, you're not allowed to do it there. You have to go out there. I'm just kidding. But if you want to record any portion of today's meeting with your own equipment, please let us know in advance. Thank you. And I guess the next step would be to get moved to approve this agenda, correct? Would that be the next order of business, Kathy?
Yes.
Motion to approve the agenda.
All right, so on Val's motion, Diane,
Aye.
John. Thank you. Carrie, Val on your motion.
Aye.
On the motion.
And I'm over here.
Oh, oh, yeah, oh, man, sorry.
Doesn't matter.
You know, if it's any consolation, I was ignoring Val on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'll be
It's your
ignoring
turn.
you today.
I didn't take it personally.
Yeah, a rotation of who I ignore. Okay, all right, so we have an approved agenda. Is there any public comment at this time? Hearing none, we will move along to our consent agenda, which has 20 items on it. That's really great, guys. Thank you very much. I have to recuse.
I have to recuse.
Okay, so Abby,
Yes,
you're chairing, and let's see, you got John, Diane, there's your quorum there. All three of us have to recuse, is that
I
right?
don't have to.
Oh, you don't? Okay, so Abby, you also have.
I love number 20, omit spa.
Yeah,
More of those.
right.
Okay, do I hear a
Why
motion?
was that consented? We'll have to talk about that later. Okay, sorry.
Anyway, it's not gonna be there. Do I hear a motion for the consent
Yes,
agenda? Yes, thank you, Carrie. Val, let's see, John, are you in favor of Carrie's motion?
speak louder.
Are you in favor of Carrie's motion to approve the consent agenda?
Consent. John.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And
Yes.
Diane,
Yes, Abby.
thank you, Diane. So that motion passes.
Okay, thanks. Next one, I don't believe anybody needs to recuse from this. So this is consent with conditions. And this will be the regular board. Can I have a motion?
Motion to approve consent with conditions.
All right, on Val's motion, Diane,
Aye.
thank you, John,
What is this for?
consent with condition. You in
Okay,
favor?
aye.
Okay, thank you, Abby,
Aye.
Val on your motion,
Aye.
and I'm in favor, motion carries. Okay, now we're gonna move along to some new business. Okay, 37 Sanctity, again, that's gonna get pushed off, I think at least until next Tuesday.
Okay.
I feel like.
Motion to hold 1 and 2, 37 Sankaty Road for representation.
Okay, thanks.
Who is that?
These first two down
37.
here, these first two, we're gonna move to hold for representation, okay, John?
Will do, thank you.
Okay, so that's the, did you make that motion, Val?
I did.
Okay, so Val made the motion on the motion. Diane?
Aye.
Diane, John?
Aye.
Thank you, Abby.
Aye.
Val on your motion,
Aye.
and I'm in favor. Motion carries. Okay, and Grayson is not here for the hoop tent. So we're
Motion to
gonna
hold Garrison Keeler.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna hold number 3 too, John. Abby's made a motion to hold number 3 for representation on that motion. Val,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
you and Abby on your motion.
Aye.
And I'm in favor, motion carries. Okay, finally, to something substantive here. Why don't you guys come on up to the bench?
Number 4.
We are on number 4 through 6. Yes, these nice people are going to walk us through this. Okay,
Okay,
all right. Name for the record.
Jennifer Smith.
Joseph Daimler, Deimler.
Okay.
Nine movies. Used to be 9 movies.
To the land side. Okay. This is for an addition, huh? Want to tell us a little bit about it?
Sure, yeah. We should mention that we have gone to the SAB. Point of view. So the house has been in the same family since it was built. I believe it was around 1930 or thereabouts. We don't have the exact date. Our client is looking to move to the island year round. And this is, main house is a true Nantucket summer home. It's uninsulated, it is unheated, and she is really hoping to make the life. So we were proposing to create a modest cottage, which would be winterized, so that she could spend her summers in the main house, keep the historic house in, and move to the winter house essentially in the back.
But it's all attached.
It's all attached, that's right. Yep. So there are 3 applications before you. One is the addition to the main house. In order to make that addition, we would be proposing to demolish the garage. And then there is an accessory shed structure as well. So those are the 3 applications before you.
And I should add, the impetus to demolish the garage is due to ground coverage limitations. The original parcel was much larger. With the proposed addition, we're just going to be kissing that ground coverage, and because of zoning approval, the shed would not count towards our coverage.
Right. Oh, the shed is the third application.
That's right, yeah.
So we're seeing the addition before the demos.
Well, Mr. Chair, if you'd like, I can show you the demo first, which is the way we take it on the agenda. I'm just critical, if that's easier.
Ollie just said she'd
Well, can I
recommend that.
Just ask a question about that? The demo does not affect it. Does it affect it?
Yes.
Oh, it does.
It does.
Okay, so then you should probably, right. If I'm not mistaken, I went to a wedding here. My ex-boss's ex-wife's family owns this house. So their wedding was there. I don't know where the divorce happened. Oh, I thought you said it was in the family for a long time.
It's fun, and she just inherited it from her father who passed away 2 years ago.
Is it just that?
Priscilla, yes.
Yeah. So her ex-husband would be my boss.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to her wedding at this house.
I went to the wedding at her house as well. We were there at the same wedding.
No way, come on.
Jen was much
Oh,
younger.
that's so crazy. That's really funny. Small world. Huh?
And believe it or not, I took my own wedding photos at his house. I know, full circle.
So funny. Tell her I said hi.
I will, I will.
Okay, so do we got the demo in front of us? Okay, the relevant thing I think on the demo is, do we have Holly,
Yes.
Sconset Advisory.
Yes, we do.
Several.
And I do want to notate that this is, we do have a HTC survey for the garage. It is 1930, so it is.
1930,
Contributing 1930.
okay.
Really that. From a staff perspective, a photo of the interior of the garage would be helpful. There is a recommendation from Sconset as well as staff to keep the structure somehow part of the program instead of doing a demolition. If that can't be done, then I would rather see this structure being moved versus a demolition, because we're seeing a lot of loss of these type of ancillary structures, especially in this vintage. Sconset Advisory, they reviewed this, Terry, on July 26th. Concern the loss of the 1930s garage, original to the construction of the main house. Recommendation to incorporate the proposed program using existing garage or move garage to the rear of the property. Other than potential loss of original structure, no concerns as to the design of the addition or the shed. They did notate and appreciate the keeping the integrity of the main house for the added program, but please try to keep the garage. So those are the comments.
Okay. Nothing. Surprising.
No.
Did somebody say, Mr. Chair? No.
No, not me.
Okay.
You can't breathe with the mask on.
That's why, loss of oxygen to the head. But at least you can eat a tuna sandwich for lunch and not have to worry about it. So that's the silver lining. I can be back to tuna now. Okay, I guess I'd like for you all to weigh in on the garage. The existing garage. It's sort of fundamental.
Could it be moved and used as the shed instead of building a new shed?
No,
Too big.
they're going for the ground, the zoning shed. You know, the 10 by 20 deal. This is a lot larger.
So we have supporting photos, which we apply of the
Oh,
interior.
that would
Would
be
you like to
important
see
to
them?
see. And just FYI, you know, you do have one member here who is on Zoom, so she's not gonna be able to see any of this stuff.
Oh,
We have another set that we can scan out.
Thank you for this, by the way.
Sure, absolutely.
yeah.
this was after the 26th.
I'll try to mention that.
Actually, this would be a great little structure.
Yeah.
Oh, fabulous.
Okay,
Looks like it's in great shape.
Yeah, well, trained.
That's actually Priscilla's hope
Mm.
is to have it find a good home. So we don't want to demolish it.
Yeah,
That's why we
it's
asked for a move on.
situated such that, you know, there's a lot of people up and down Low Beach Road, and that would be a really easy move,
Mhm.
unlike so many of the ones that come across this table.
No, also go right down the driveway.
Yeah,
So, you know,
yeah.
from a logistical standpoint, it could be attractive to somebody to take.
Right. Okay, who wants to start?
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, John.
Question number one, where is the shed?
Okay, so John, here's what we're doing. We're reviewing, this is the existing garage right there, okay? So there's a request to demolish, move off the garage. So that's what we're reviewing first, because the addition is that they want to have is going right where the garage is now. So that's what's on the table right now. Okay, so this drawing does not show where the new shed is going yet. Okay, you'll see that in a minute. So do you want to start on
the
the
main house now?
We're actually on the demo, which is the next one, because the demo of this garage. See that garage move off demo? Okay, we're talking about that now because the new addition onto the house is going where the garage is sitting right now.
Where's the driveway? It looks like after.
Well, you got, that's this stuff.
Hmm.
That's all that stuff right there. There's your addition. Oh, and there's your shed, by the way.
Shed
I'm
not on
gonna
this
come back to you on the garage demo. Okay, John?
plan. Shed's not on this plan.
The new shed is not on that plan. Correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, Diane.
I think that the garage, I would like to see the garage proposed in some other location, since Johnson Advisory also feels it is old enough and worthy enough to be used. You've got plenty of land there. It may be where you want to put the extension, but there's plenty of land on the side and closer to the edge to use. I'd like to see another location proposed before we demo or even think about demoing it.
Thank you, Diane. Abby?
Yeah, I would like to see this building saved. Maybe we could reduce the massing going, the L going back so that it could fit into your plan there. I would like to see it saved. Gosh, it's a really good looking, simple structure. I'm kind of thinking about, I was thinking about Codfish Park and sort of that would fit in so nicely there, that one you saved on Hairpin Turn. I was telling you, the one that the barn, it's so similar. I mean, it's just so wonderful. Anyway, I would like to save it, and if we could reduce the massing so that it would be able to stay there, that would be the best situation.
I think I'm gonna answer that question.
I have a solution.
Well, okay, let's do it. I'm guessing that you're maxed out on your ground coverage. And so all of the footprint of the garage, all of it, 100% is what you require to do the addition. Is that fair enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, they couldn't, but, thanks. I would love to hear what your solution is.
My solution
Yeah,
is what we see all the time. Take the
demo?
walls off, leave the roof on, and it can be a cabana.
Well, that's kind of, well, the whole integrity of the building is lost.
Right. You could,
It's.
leave the side, leave some of the sides then, but if you open it up and it's open to the,
yeah, I know, you're right. I mean, there's a funny thing about that. I don't know whether removing one wall is what gets you there, or two walls.
Yeah, how many walls can we have for it not to count?
Probably straight.
Yeah.
Right.
and the little bump in the back could be the bathroom. Oh, no, they
Well, no,
can't,
you
yeah,
can't.
you gotta take that off.
Yeah,
And that was actually added after the garage was built too. Because you can see it from the Sanborn maps.
And
But
you can't renovate it into a habitable space,
it's, no. We looked at the scale of the height, so
Yeah.
this is obviously strictly a one-story structure. We're kind of creeping it up to 1.5. To
I
fit
mean, your new addition.
the new addition.
What if you
What about
hike this
basement
building up?
space? And do basement bedrooms.
Well, if they took that and lifted it up, then it would be 1.5 stories and put dormers on and stuff. But the easiest solution to this would be try and find somebody that building. That would be the easiest solution. Let's see, who has not spoken on this? John hasn't. Val has. I feel like I've been talking away. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice building. I would rather see it retained somehow, not necessarily on this site. So why don't we put a tack in that one for the moment? So the board is interested in seeing this building retained somehow, okay? So now that we've had that little review, I think we can move forward to now a discussion about the addition that you're proposing and its appropriateness, so that you can walk out of this room and know, like, assuming, like, if you find somebody miraculous 2 doors down, you go, oh gosh, I'll take that. then you come back and you know where we stand with respect to your addition. So, that's what we're doing now. And who would like to start on the,
Well, hold on, because
you're taking way too long.
well, it's consuming the table.
It's what?
It's consuming the table.
Oh, that's why Abby moved over into a little executive lounge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have comments.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah,
No,
of
it's fine.
course, yeah.
So, Wisconsin Advisory did, say that on the north elevation, the scale of the first floor windows is too small.
More.
And on the north, and recommendation would be to replace the proposed first floor window with the size previously approved by the UCC.
I don't think that's us.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, my bad, you're right. Sorry,
Yeah,
I got
that's
one
right.
pretty small. My bad. That was another Wisconsin, so my apologies. No, I believe that was it, more than not. They did say that, it was in keeping with the integrity of the main structure, and they did appreciate it, that there was no substantive comments on that. So, again, would rather reuse.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, there's no.
Diane, are you ready? Abby, are you ready?
Well, I was just looking at the L going back, and I was wondering if it couldn't, if the garage couldn't be incorporated into that L going back. I'd love to see
Well,
that.
that's what, you know, I mean, they are kind of sort of the same scale.
Yeah, I don't have a scale on me to see the width of the garage, but it looks pretty, like 22 feet, or I don't know what it is.
There you go. Yeah, it's very similar.
Anyway, I think, I like the additive massing. Sorry, I think it, you know, harkens back to the main house quite well, and with the dormers and the porch, and, I think it's really sensitively done. I'm just trying to think how you could, you know, save the garage and incorporate it into that L going back, as, you know, you do have that long, sort of neat. Yeah, okay.
Thank you,
so
Abby.
that's- Thank you.
Diane, you ready?
Yep, I was just going over, what are the colors on the what elevation? It
Colors?
says The new window trim is painted white, and then it says the new wood window unit is painted black.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think the black, if they're talking about an old house, is,
Sash.
The sash is black, the window casing is white, and that matches the main house.
Oh, it does?
It does.
The storms kind of conceal the sashes.
Isn't that funny? Because
Okay,
you're always
yeah.
dissing black trim.
Yeah, but it was probably painted.
Is it black?
Before the
Permission.
HGC.
or
But
without
there's another
somebody-
photo of,
Yeah.
the garage, I think, is white.
okay.
So you got it, Diane, continue.
Okay, I just think that black is not suitable here. I don't know what you all think, but it's hard to hear because somebody keeps hitting the microphone, I guess. I don't mind the way it is approved. The only thing that sort of hits my eye is the dip between, on the south elevation, the empty spot between, I guess, the new part and the old part of the house where the deck is. Does the south elevation face the street?
Yeah, the east elevation, which is the one that has the connector, that's what it faces.
The connector could stay open,
It's good.
and that would be more square
Do
footage.
is that a requirement, like having that connector closed like that?
For the client it is.
It is, okay,
Yeah.
all right, I got some ideas on that too. But, sorry, Diane, continue.
No, I just wondered what, I think if that south elevation is facing the street and we've got two decks on the front, I think perhaps that should not be for an old house on facing the street. I'd like to see one of them, I guess, reduced. I think we don't particularly go for two decks of that length on the front of the house facing.
And Diane, to be clear, the south elevation faces back into the property.
Oh, I thought somebody said it was facing the street. Okay,
No, the east elevation is what faces Low Beach Road.
all right.
Just so you know.
Then I would say that dip between the two sections of the house, I think is, depending on how you see it, is not as smooth as it might be, I guess you might say. I'd like to see the garage again tried to put on the end to see if it can be incorporated in the house on the same footprint as it sits in now, so it doesn't take up extra land. And the north elevation therefore faces into the site also. The south does, the north must. So that's all. I think, did we come up with the idea that the windows needed to be enlarged, or was that a wrong one?
That was erroneous. That was a different application.
Okay,
These windows essentially are either match or slightly larger than the ones on the house.
well, I would like to maybe suggest on the north elevation that with the little gable with one window way over to the side, either another one put in or in the wall next to it. It's a strange accumulation of windows and empty space, and that I think in that corner, if it's seen, if it's not seen, then it's not important.
I think that's existing. That's over here.
Oh,
yeah.
So this is the proposal right here.
So is that long balcony on the west that's
It is.
existing.
It is, correct.
That's existing.
The balcony on the west elevation is existing, yeah. Part of the existing.
No, I wasn't talking about the balcony. I was talking about the windows on the north elevation, I thought.
This whole side right here is existing. Diane,
But
that was it.
that's not going to be touched.
No.
Okay. I didn't know where the red line was. Who it was encompassing. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Did you already speak your piece? I think. so.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, okay.
I'm in favor. I just want to incorporate the garage into the,
Yeah, I have some thoughts on that. Val,
I agree with what's been said.
okay. John,
Yeah, first.
Yeah.
You see that, it's a garage,
yes?
you can take it away.
Well, maybe yes, maybe no. We're gonna leave that one up to the stats.
Okay.
Oh, no, just lost my name. John, it's up in the air whether that garage is going or staying.
I find this mixing the two applications at the same time confusing.
It is, yes, I agree with you, it is.
There's a shed,
Yes,
there's a shed on this plan,
no, the shed is on this one. There it is, right back there.
there's a photo of the shed.
Well, it's not existing, it's proposed, and that would be the next application. We're gonna see that last.
Let me get it right, this.
Yeah.
Shed, is it called?
Yeah.
Not here, like,
No, it doesn't show on that
It's gonna
plan
disappear.
because this garage, this is the garage demo move off application, so that's what that application is all about. Okay?
I think it's suitable to approve, if that's all there is.
Okay, thank you. So let's see where that goes. So I don't think there will be a lot of opposition to your proposed addition, assuming that you find a place for the garage to rest. Now, I think you also have an opportunity here. Take that garage, lift it up, add shed dormers to it. And I think that you'd actually net out having more usable space. With respect to the connector, you have that little like shed appendage thing that's not fold, that you can take that ground coverage and use that to connect the garage back to the house. You know, just rough general thoughts, but I gotta think that you have as much room, assuming that you're using the same ground coverage, you have enough, as much room using the existing building, assuming that you're able to lift it up and put shed dormers on either side of it, which, you know, my opinion is that would be fine. You know, repurposing that existing garage. So I think you sort of have two ways of going about this. Okay,
That's really helpful. Can we ask for two different scenarios then, just to weigh in or assume that if we are able to find a new home for the garage,
yeah,
could we get your read on the proposed design and see whether that's approvable? And
you
if
just did.
We did, okay,
You
great.
just did, and
Okay.
I heard no major objections to the new proposal from anyone. So I think you're kind of good to go on that.
Okay.
But, you know, if you're saying, oh gosh, we don't know what to do with this garage, or other alternatives to kind of use it as, assuming, of course, that people will allow you to make modifications to it so that it can be repurposed. Okay?
Great. Okay.
All right, we'll look at your garage. I'm sure it's not objectionable, but maybe you can walk away with one approval today. Do we want to look at the little garage?
I say hold it to track.
Okay, but I'm sure, look, I'm sure that it's gonna be fine, okay?
Thanks.
I'll make a motion for the disposal of the garage.
Well,
John,
we're not gonna, so we're gonna hold everything. We're gonna hold everything, because the demolishing the garage is not gonna fly at the moment. They're gonna try and find a new home for the garage, John. They're gonna try and move it, okay? Actually, what I'd like is a motion to hold all three of these applications for some revisions.
So moved.
Okay, so on that motion, John, are you okay with that? Just
Yeah.
holding everything for some more information? Thank you, Val, on the
Yes.
motion. Diane on the motion?
Yep, yes.
Thank you, and Abby on the motion?
Aye.
And I'm in favor too, so thank you guys. And we'll see you next time.
I saw Mark.
Yeah, I did focus. Well, there's, I think there's.
There's a couple people,
No,
there's a couple people milling about outside there.
Hang in there, Joe.
This one, I think.
Hi.
How are you?
Thank you.
Why did you sit on this, Carrie, since you're here?
Why are you not our hand?
And so this is very controversial. Val,
This is controversial, that's what it is.
I hope not.
No, I'm just trying to give her a chance.
Thank you. It's
Oh,
always
it's right.
I know.
No, we got three applications. And the house and the shed and all that. Little more.
Oh, I never do that.
It's actually,
Yeah,
if you choose one plan from the other.
they'll come back with something that we just do about. No more. We're doing a new dwelling at Oakville, right?
It's actually a garage studio, two-car garage studio space.
Oh, okay.
You've already approved the pool, cabana, and revisions to the main house previously. It sits, I mean, you can't see any of the main house from the road now. It will sit up. It is, the details are basically drawn from the main house in terms of window matching, doors. Trim is gray, doors are Gardner green and gray. Red cedar roof. Building heights, I think, are right around 25.5 feet.
It's an easy read. I'm ready. I'm fine with the proposed, I just think the cupola looks a little small, just looks like a little hat on a big head. So I'd like to, maybe a couple of feet either way, just a little square it up
Here's
a
the
little.
scale.
Okay. You happy? Carrie, you ready?
I concur with Abby wholeheartedly.
Okay. Diane?
I would go along with what Abby said.
Okay, so Abby's suggested to make the cupola a little bit larger.
Larger, wider, hush.
Okay, John?
My comment is it's approvable, but the cupola could take a hike. Oh, that's coming.
Oh, gosh.
We knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I could have timed it like.
Yeah.
I have an addition to my comment, just about the cupola, if that's okay.
That's my comment.
Oh, okay. All right, so
Approvable as it
you're
is.
not loving the cupola. Okay,
It's approvable as far as I'm concerned, without.
without the cupola. Yes, go.
I was thinking if the cupola enlarges a little bit, that maybe it should become a 9-light divided window rather than the 4, because then the 4 will be quite large
Yep.
panes.
Oh,
And a
agree
9-light
on
would be
that for sure.
better on that.
Just leave it.
Oh, is that Diane?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, well, but I actually would like you to.
Oh.
If you're ready.
Yes, ready. I said I would be good. I think if asked and pushed, I would make the cupola wider and maybe bring it down just a little bit. That's what I would do.
A wider and lower?
If it went wider, so it fit in, it's a little narrow, I think, or a little small up there now. I would like to see it a little wider if that's what other people thought also.
Well, we have certainly 2 people that would like to see it a little bit wider. John would actually like it narrowed down to 0.
Well, that's,
Well, today, without it. For it.
Well, okay, so.
The clients do like cupola, and if we could scale it up slightly, maybe to that 9-light proportion.
I think what Carrie was just measuring was she was trying to get another,
This,
the B window.
it wouldn't really make it that much wider, but
wouldn't.
maybe one size bigger. I actually think the cupola is good on this building, but right now it's 3.5 wide, plus or minus, maybe 4.5.
Wider is that?
It's really not much wider at all, so 30 and 28. So it's just a little bit wider.
I'll try a motion.
Yeah, go ahead.
Motion to approve with the cupola lights going to a 9-light rather than 4, which will increase the dimensions by about a foot.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so on Abby's motion, Diane,
aye.
you, Carrie,
Aye.
all right, John.
I haven't even spoken.
Oh, well,
You said you didn't like
just
it.
didn't like the cupola. You said you didn't like the cupola. You said it was approvable except for
Yeah,
the.
that's not my only comment.
Oh, well, that's. Okay.
Question,
All right.
A motion.
Go ahead.
location, if this is for a new dwelling, all right?
It's a secondary dwelling. The actual main dwelling is already approved.
John, is a typo on the agenda.
8 Norfolk Avenue, new dwelling.
Typo,
Yes, a
typo.
new secondary dwelling.
It's actually a garage studio.
Oh, a studio. Okay. Yeah, so John, this building is here.
Yes, correct.
All right, so we already approved that. That's the main
That's
house.
existing.
Oh, that's existing,
Revisions, yep.
okay. And
You've
then-
approved this and this, and we're here today.
Okay, well, you should, if it's listed as a new dwelling, you could understand it.
Yeah, no,
As the
don't worry.
existing dwelling.
I'm going to read Kathy the riot act after this meeting.
You can put the description of all of these.
Okay, I know.
It'd be
Tripped me up.
It's easy to make a typo.
Okay. So there is
There is
a,
a motion on
there
the table.
is a motion on the table to approve it with the cupola with a 9-light window as opposed to a 4-light. So let's see, Diane, you already said yes to that. John,
The motion is to approve it.
with the cupola as a 9-light window.
Max,
Yes,
As a cupola with a 9-light window.
yes, in it. Okay, 4-light window.
You can vote against it. There's no harm in saying no.
Okay, I'm just curious, where is the 9-light window?
they're in the dormer.
Oh, here. I thought you said the cupola.
No, we're gonna take that window and put it up there. So you're,
I still stand.
yeah, so you would be opposed, right,
Go
John?
ahead.
Okay, so John's opposed. Did I get you, Carrie?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm in favor. So motion
I'm
carries.
opposed.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know, John. 4 in favor, 1 opposed. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you very much.
Who else is out in the?
Is Mirka out there?
I don't see her. I see that.
Who's out there?
Matt.
Matt.
Okay, motion to hold number 8 for representation.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We're holding number 8 for representation. So are you in favor of that motion?
Yes.
Are you representing Honeysuckle Road?
Yes. Mr. Honeysuckle is here with me.
Where is Honeysuckle Road?
This is the building you're looking at in real life, which is built on White Whale Lane.
Oh, okay.
And this is like a version of that.
Correct. Come on, Joe. This is Joe Chimone.
Mr.
Honeysuckle.
Otherwise known as. So I
That's a
just
hold.
thought
How's
that
Right?
it would be helpful to see what it looks like
Representation. Now we're on that one.
for scale and mass. The new duplex out in Richland. Which one?
Oh.
No. Trim is white, sash is white, roof is black, front door is Hamilton blue.
And unlike this one,
It actually has 6 over 1 rather than 2 over 1.
Right.
Kind of, I think that's.
It's on this corner lot, round bend lot, is that right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, oh, I see what it is.
Here, John. So this is a different house, but it's the same design going on. So if you look at those drawings, they're gonna look like this. Okay, it's a modular, so they already made this house.
I think that's helpful.
It's very- You mean to see the,
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
The rear elevation faces Honeysuckle as if it's a front as well.
You're right.
So both long elevations are visible from the roads.
Good point.
That's pretty neat.
Um,
That was just an observation.
Yes,
Okay, so do you have any like concerns about the design based on that?
well, the main thing is just the glass doors, they should be divided. Obviously, houses have fronts and backs, and this site is sort of, you know.
Triangle.
It is.
What if you masked the railing of one of the stairs, so it doesn't read as so many open stairs down to the basement? If you masked it with a shingle, maybe even both of them?
You mean like do them as
Do a
parapets?
sheet, yeah, do a short shingle wall instead of the open railing, so it doesn't seem so.
She just saved you some money, Kelly.
Like that.
I can put it back in there though.
We spend it, we take it away. we spend it.
That would be my only, you know,
Okay.
real concern.
So lights in the French door, or the slide or whatever it is, and parapet walls where the stairs go down.
At least on one of them, if not
At least
all.
on that. Okay. So I'm so curious now about how Abby's gonna spend
Yeah,
all
just
that
a
money.
teeny, on the left elevation called south, there's a, you can see the two shed roofs coming up, and I'd like those to be deeper if possible. They look a little shallow to me.
They can't, and if you look at the right, what you're looking at is this shift in the building footprint from a different direction, which is, hold on. How many feet back? I read it in this.
Well, I'm just saying, it would be a better proportion to add a foot and a half if you could. And the other thought I had was up in the attic, the B window. I think that should be slightly smaller. I think it looks a little heavy up in the gable there. That's all I
Hey,
have.
okay, I'm gonna sort of rephrase what you just said, okay?
Oh,
Because basically what this is, there are two, if I got this right, aren't there two staggered gables?
Correct. Well,
And so what Abby is looking at, when you look at the south elevation, the front, you're looking at the tail end of a gable in the back. So what she's suggesting is that you stagger them more than just the, what looks like 3 feet right now. That's what she's saying.
I was gonna, I
You
don't
wouldn't
know,
make it longer, you just go,
right,
you know, a little bit more. I don't know how that works in with your program.
it's just a suggestion.
Yeah, okay.
And I think the fluted columns on the front of the building are.
Rooted columns.
they're not fluted.
I
it's just-
know, I know.
Look at the picture.
Okay. All right.
Did you get the picture out?
Yeah.
No, I,
She saw it.
Okay, was that it, Abby?
yes,
Okay,
minor.
John, go.
Okay. This is a duplicate house that I've been approved.
Correct.
As far as what's here, I'll make a motion to approve it as approvable. And no cupola.
Oh, I thought you were gonna switch this up and say,
Oh, what a
we'll only approve it with the people. John, can you add a couple of things to this, to your motion? See the rear elevation? There's a sliding door. Could we put some muttons in that sliding door?
Okay.
Okay, that's all right, that can be part of your motion.
Mr. Chair,
And,
I'm sorry, Diane hasn't spoken yet about.
oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
right, okay, so I'm gonna hold your motion. Diane, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know you need me. I need to see something else than the west elevation. It makes it hard. I see the south and the west.
Yes. You need
I
to
don't-
see the north and the east.
Holly,
Yeah, there's the east. With the stairs coming down. Did we come up with a solution to disguise those, or are they going to be visible on the back of the building?
What Carrie said, and by the way, back of the building in this case does front the street. So that was Carrie's point is, It's not the back like any other ordinary building where you're not visible. This is visible. And so what she suggested doing was having one of those not be balusters, but to be a shingled parapet wall
Yeah, for honeysuckle.
for honeysuckle, correct?
Yeah, I guess that would work better than the two twins, and that's the French door you want to see with the,
Exactly, one in between them.
right. This is our favorite place, right? Sorry. No, I would go with that, with putting a parapet wall. I don't know whether we could let it go with minor revisions, or we want to see what that parapet wall would look like.
I
But
think we-
when-
Staff.
Through staff. Oh, okay.
John is just ready to do it. I'll tell him about that. Okay, thanks, Diane. So John, your motion can include the muttons and the doors, right? And then one of these would become a shingled wall as opposed to a baluster wall. You okay with that?
Single what?
Shingled,
A wall.
you know, rather than balusters. You okay? Okay, so John's motion is to approve this with one shingled wall as opposed to balusters for one of the two staircases going down to the lower level. This is on the east elevation, and that the slider on the east elevation would have muntins.
What about the B windows, those in the attic?
I think those have to be that size if that space is ever finished for egress.
Oh, you have to jump out that?
Well,
Flash.
I'm gonna wait
Okay.
for the firemen to come up and pick me up. I'm not gonna jump. Okay, so that is the motion. That's John's motion. On the motion, Abby,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
Carrie,
Aye.
John on your motion,
Aye.
and I'm in favor of that
Oh.
motion. Carries, great, thank you. Okay,
Okay, we're done.
Thank you.
okay, now,
You can go to work, Joe.
All right.
Mirica arrived late, so I'm wondering whether we should be merciful or not. What do you guys think? No. I say no.
I don't have a pool, so it should be easy.
Oh, you don't have a pool? Okay, then come on in. So we're gonna go back to, number 8.
Just a few Leyland cypress.
No, nothing, none of that nonsense.
Good, boy.
It should be hopefully like, hopefully, Abby.
Is it
Your
a
holiday.
hot?
So,
Very protective of the wood.
so I can say for all. Well, this application is for the patio in the back practically. The existing driveway, it's there, 2 curb cuts. We are just a little bit just massaging it, but the idea is pretty much very same. And then in the back, if you remember when Matt was here with the architect, I can wait. I'm sorry. Is it okay to continue? I just don't wanna. Is it okay? Okay, just wanna make sure. If you remember from the architecture when Matt was here, the lot kind of dropped in the front of the building, which faced to rather say the back of the building, which faced to the ocean. So the patio is at grade. I attached 2 pictures from the street, hardly visible. The patio will not be visible. In addition, we just asked for a few more gates in the front of the house, just for kind of the enclosure, just to because of privacy separations. But that's about it. The material for the patio would be Goshen. It's
So
very natural.
basically, Mirka, the things that you called out in blue letters are what we're reviewing.
Yes, that's correct.
You have some steps that are set into the grade. You have a Goshen stone patio, and you have a couple of gates.
That's correct.
That's it.
That's correct.
All right. What do you think, board members?
I'm okay.
Consent.
Good. John, you okay with this?
No.
Okay, so this is, yeah, so this is the existing house. the Nantucket Sound is out there. This is out in Dionis. And so this, that is this. And so the patio is actually going on the back side of the property, looking out to the sound. So the water is down here,
All right,
okay?
my question is, on the other side, how far is it from the building to the water?
I can show this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very far, so this, the patio would be.
You didn't answer the question.
I don't have
How
a,
far is the visibility from the house to the water, or the water to the house?
there is no visibility, but the water, how far was it, 100 yards, maybe even more, I
No.
think it's a 300 yards at
Hey,
least.
John, I know this lot. It sits up on a bluff.
Yeah,
It's not like low down to the water, so you'd have to be way, way, way out in the sound.
John, you
can't see it.
That's the house there.
yeah, it's a 300 yards
So
possibly.
if you've ever been out there, there's this house that has a huge like breakwater all around the whole house. That's that house right there.
Okay. I should have been asked.
Yeah, Diane's talking in Holly.
Oh, no.
Where is the house here? Come on.
Okay, so.
Did you ask me a question?
Hang on a second, Diane. In the front, she's only asking for 2 gates. That's it. And those gates are gonna look like this. Okay? Type 2 gates. In the back, all she wants is a patio right there and some steps down. That's all she's asking. Sure. Yeah. Okay, John has just made a motion to approve.
Oh.
Does anybody have any, well, I'm just gonna set it to a vote. Abby,
Aye.
Val,
Aye.
Diane,
Well, I guess it's nice, I should get to talk once in a while, okay?
concerns?
No, I was going to say, I think that she's done a marvelous job. I like to see the informality of the shape of the things on the patio and the rest of it. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well,
Thank
there
you.
you go. Mirka appreciates what you just said. Thank you, Diane.
It's a refreshing.
Yeah. Refreshing not to be yelled at, wow. And John on your motion.
Sorry about that.
In favor of your motion? Okay, and I'm in favor, so that motion carries. Okay, now we're to 14A level. This is the street that will never die.
Not that long.
You look at the house,
Yeah, it is. This is the one, right? No, is that the one that goes top of the street? There you go, John. Can't wait to hear when they were locked down.
Well, we're in mask down. We're in super
And
down.
then are we social distancing?
Yeah, they were working on the order right before our meeting, so we were
Okay, so
watching.
it's probably done.
Yeah, it's done.
Sorry, Matt.
Yeah.
No worries.
Hey, everybody, bang, bang, sorry. Let's focus here for a minute. Okay, so Matt has, I believe, some revisions.
There's some, I'm just looking over the shoulder, because it's for a shed that's coming in next week.
Okay.
So I believe these are just fairly minor window revisions. This is the front structure that's been picked up and moved forward. And I feel like they're pretty self-explanatory on the south and north elevation.
So south, you're making the doubles bigger, to match the others, that's
Correct.
good.
And then we had two
And then
on,
over here, you're getting rid of the 2 outer ones.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I just want to look at the other elevation sheet if I could. Sorry.
There's just 2 that are closer together and then
Yes. Yeah, so they're pretty minor.
Yeah, that's totally minor.
one window facing the north.
Historic Structures did look at this.
Oh, right.
On July 26th. They had no concerns. I have just a couple of comments.
Okay.
On the south, the windows seem to match the others, which is good, okay with that. Concern with the north though is removing those two flanking windows. Unless there's a program concern on that, it looks a little odd. But I'm okay with the adjustment on the facade as well. Just more concern. on the
So
north.
only that single window is the only issue you have. Which way does that face?
The face of the side yard, I believe, so I don't think it's gonna be overly visible. In Holly, this is like, was a program request from the owner, so like, we don't need, they didn't need 3 windows, and then when they went to 2, it caused more issues, and I think it's a floor plan thing, so.
Diane, comments?
I've been going over the thing, is the window we're talking about, somebody's talking about on the north side where he's reduced from 3 to 1?
That is on the north side, correct.
Okay, I think the single window is good. It doesn't make it so to step down then from the top. So I have no problem with reducing that to a single window. Otherwise, I think everything else was approved. So I don't think I have a problem with it. I appreciate that window reduction.
All right, thanks. How about you, John?
Yeah, the question is. West elevation,
Yeah,
has anybody been up this, view this, whether it is visible from
the west elevation.
Barnabas Lane?
Oh, there's a lot of discussion about the visibility from Barnabas, yeah. But I don't, is he changing anything on the west?
There's no changes
I'm
on
not
that.
sure he's changing anything on the west. Yeah, he's only changing the things that are above him.
That's the case with
He moved those windows.
You only made 2 changes, one here, one on the other side,
Well, it's actually, so he moved these windows,
right?
and then he. Look at this, he got rid of 2 windows there, that faces right to the next door neighbor, and then he just made those the same size as those. They used to be smaller, you see? That's all.
You couldn't get very nice. Studying paperwork. Small item, and say, I didn't notice.
That's true, that's a lot of
Total
paperwork
waste
for
of
a
paper.
couple of, I'll make a motion to approve.
John, beat you to it.
Did you, wait,
Did you have anything?
I just
to
wanted
not
to
on
say proportionately.
Oh, you're not on it? Okay, go ahead.
I just proportionately and compositionally, it's much better.
Okay,
Yeah.
So-
Subtly better.
I'm sure that Matthew is happy to hear that. And John has made a motion to approve. So on that motion, Abby,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
on your motion.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in favor, motion carries. Okay, so now we're at 31 Fairgrounds, Building 6.
I'm recusing from the next 2.
Okay.
How long are we going for?
2:30.
Okay.
We're actually doing really well.
Yeah, it's fine.
Surprise.
There's that. Okay.
But in the board's ready, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I think if we start at the site plan, again, the buildings are named after the lots. So this is buildings 6 and 7. They're in the north corner of the property. The format that we're presenting has been the same way that we've been presenting. Theoretically, these buildings are connected by a breezeway, but we have submitted them as building 6 individually and building 7 individually. But in your sheet set, we have actually included elevations, reduced elevations that show both buildings in composition and in perspective. So building 6, again, supporting this concept that this was a property that was developed over time. What I'm calling this building is the Farmhouse. And the idea is that this was the residence on the property. And so it's got a full second floor plate height on its main gable, if you will, no dormers. This is the only structure on the property that actually has that condition. Where it's a full like 7.6 or 8-foot second floor plate height. So the main body on the left side of this composition does not have dormers. No, it's 5. So I think if you look at sheet A201A, drawing 1, south elevation, the left side of the building is intentionally a full, I think it's an 8-foot plate height, or maybe 7.6.
Okay.
And again, this isn't when we think about all the buildings, we're still wrapping up buildings 4 and 5. But the idea is that when you see these buildings in context, the intention was to provide a level of variety, both in scale, building material, and somewhat of typology. So this is kind of an important piece when we looked at the quote unquote stable buildings, the smaller buildings that we've approved. And then the barn building is the other key building, I would say the second most important building. In this left side, building 6 would be the third most important building, so that they each have this character to support this notion. The rest of the buildings I almost consider almost like infill buildings. So I just want to give you some of the background in terms of what the design ideas were behind it, whether we buy them or not. This building does have a vented cupola. Again, I do think one of our goals here was to have 3 of these buildings with some vertical detail, whether it's a cupola, a vent, could be a roof block. But I think when we look at the property as an overall composition, what I really wanted to do is have these 3 buildings have probably their own identity to some degree, and that's why this one has a vent. It could be a cupola, but I know that the board's not always sympathetic to excessive amount of cupolas. But there is an intent here to have some designate this as an important structure. Could be in the form of a block. Sure.
This with the vent is actually really a cupola.
Yeah.
A
No,
velvet
when it has glass in it, it's a velvet.
area.
We constantly misuse it.
Okay. I was actually at a dinner party with a contractor who told me the story that you pointed that out to him. So anytime we talk about cupolas, it's like, Matt, Belvedere.
Well, I'm wondering why you didn't mention a chimney.
Well, that's, I would say I'm open to, it could be a chimney, it could be a roof block, or it could be Belvedere or a cupola, so.
Oh, chimney is a vertical element.
Yeah, because you're trying to mask the connection of the ridges and their equal nature.
Almost
So
more
that would help
provide
break it
some,
up at that point.
it's more about trying to provide some kind of vertical detail that supports the notion that this building is kind of not an infill building, but important. But a chimney certainly could be that, so.
I would have objected and will object.
To the chimney.
Fake chimney.
Oh, there you go.
Just as a general.
Well, it'll be better than nothing, and maybe the people won't fly.
I don't think we need your vote.
I'm just telling you.
So, with that, I think I just look forward to comments from the board.
Okay, great. All right, thanks. Oh, a question.
Colors.
Clapboard?
I am showing clapboard on the front of this.
You are.
All over.
It should be just in the front. I don't know if it's the drawings, but the intent
Well,
was
in the
that
front, like, I mean, if it's happening at all, I would say it should be limited to the main
Just the-
gable.
yes.
So everything else looks added. Okay. So yeah, what about colors? Now that you have.
I believe this is white trim, white sash. And I
How
think,
about the clapboard?
the clapboard, we were thinking of gray.
Okay. All right. Some other questions for you, but let's see. John, you ready?
All right,
Okay, go ahead.
okay, this is building number 6.
Correct.
Okay. I already marked it. The question here. Why is it Sparks Avenue? That's contract, right?
No,
That's just a typo mistake.
yeah,
Just
that
circled
is
the wrong
a
property.
way off mistake.
So sorry about that.
Yeah, no, this has nothing to do with
Oh,
that.
it's
This
the whole
is the
locus
Stop and
all?
Shop right here.
Oh,
Yeah,
wrong locus.
Totally my mistake, John. I apologize. And to the board.
And a good
Sorry,
catch.
so-
You know where it
So,
is.
you know where this is, John?
I don't know where it
It's
is.
on Fairgrounds Road.
Yeah, I know where it is, but I'm just saying, something was wrong.
That was my mistake.
Trying
John.
to slip one on us.
I know,
didn't you?
I apologize.
Put it up over here.
Totally my fault.
All right, other comments I have,
It's the boys club thing.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what it is.
number one.
Here it comes.
Triple take a hike.
Yep.
It's very inappropriate in this size building like this, and it's a home. Where is it? Where did I see it? So this is a. Quarter of an inch. These are all. So 8 feet, where they put-
That's an eight. Oh, actually, that's a perspective.
I think that, yeah, I think the cupola should go, and whatever one is the main door to an apartment,
Oh,
they should change the door. Get rid of that 2 panel, that 2 panel is not adjustable for the neighborhood.
okay. All right.
That's 2 panels.
Yep.
That's my only comment right there on the doors and that. I think it's ready to
Okay.
go with a couple of changes, whatever everybody does.
Let me just make sure now. Those were your only comments, right?
Huh?
Those were your only comments.
Comments?
No, I'm kidding around with you.
Don't.
So
Okay, that's fine.
you said your piece, right? Yeah, no, we'll get that. Okay, thank you, Abby.
Minor change.
So, does this mimic, like building 3, like with the cupola thing?
Not really. The intent was that the barn, that building 3 it was the functional barn.
Right,
And that this was the farmhouse that the family that runs the property with.
but the barn has a cupola.
The barn does have a cupola, and it's a good sized cupola. And this was intended to be something kind of smaller, but
I actually think that the barn has a velvet.
Thank you.
Belvedere, sorry.
I wanted you to.
I can't, I say it, I can't even bring myself.
I know, it sounds so pretentious, but, so anyway, I think it balances the site, and, I would rather see a window in there, and I'd rather see it more centered here. But, you know, rather than, because it looks a little strange, that gable right up next to that right-hand roof line coming in, I'd rather see it centered like right in the center.
Definitely had glass.
And then, you know, that's all I have. I think the architecture is great. I don't have any other comments.
Okay, thank you, Abby. Diane,
I'm here. What is the pitch of the roof on the, of the barn? Is it 10 by 12? I can't read it, or 12 by 12?
12 and 12.
12 and 12? Okay, and how tall is the building?
It is 2911.
Yeah, it's basically 30 feet.
Give me the extra inch. All right, but one thought that crossed my mind was, if this is supposed to be the barn,
No,
then I have a question with the cupola and the clapboard, because I don't think clapboard was usually found on barns, because clapboard is, I always thought was a little more formal. I know that they have cupola on buildings with clapboard, but if the impression we're working with is that this is a barn, then I would perhaps like to see it not clapboard. The other thing is, I think that I heard John mention the doors. I don't think that they should be whatever they are here. They should be paneled in some way. I wonder, Matt, are those 2x2s the usual width, or is it just your CAD that makes them look very slim and narrow?
They are 2/2s.
Choose the width of, I had my scales.
So Diane, if I could, Mr. Chair, through you. and look at
Actually,
it.
they are fairly narrow. They're like 2'4".
Yeah, we could go a little wider on them, but for those ports, no problem. Mr. Chair, could I just follow up with Diane about the barn versus the farmhouse? Diane, can you hear me? It's Matt.
Yep, I can.
Yeah, so what I was trying to say is that the idea behind this particular structure is that this is the farmhouse. That this
Yeah.
was the residence on the farm and not necessarily the barn. So the barn is intended to look like a barn, a functional barn, and this was intended to look as if it was a farmhouse, the residence on the property.
Okay. I thought that building 3 was supposed to be the little barn. I don't know. But anyway, I'd love to see those windows a little wider if possible. I think it tends to make the building look taller with all the windows being so narrow. I'm not sure anybody else agrees, but that's what
do.
I'd like to see the doors. Could I see, I have the south elevation. And I'd like to see, no, otherwise, I think you need the width in that dormer on the north elevation probably. Otherwise, I would bring it in a little bit, but it gives size enough to compete with the gable on the other side. So that was good. That's mostly what I have to say. I'd like to see the doors be something else than that 4-panel, or again, make it wider. How wide? I can't see the window schedule. How wide are the doors?
The doors are generally 3 feet wide or 2'8". Primary egress doors are 3'0", secondary egress are 2'8".
Okay, so but the primaries are 3 foot, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, I'd like to see that. So otherwise, I think it will be interesting. I don't have any other problems. Those are just sort of nitpicking problems. I'm sorry.
Could I add something?
Okay.
A question for the board?
Thank you, Diane. Go ahead. Abby.
I was just wondering, I'm getting into this barn farmhouse thing. I was wondering if the barn could be a deep red to make it, to really pull off this
The
idea.
barn, not the farmhouse.
Not the farmhouse. The farmhouse is white, like the farmhouse, and the barn might be like a deep oxblood red. But I'm just throwing it out there as a sort of following the concept. The building 3, I think it's called.
May I respond to
I think the red sounds like interesting color.
Already approved, so,
We'll be back with some other stuff, but I have particular fun for what you're referring to.
Oh, okay, all right.
You guys are gonna get past.
we're gonna add this.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so we still haven't heard from Kara.
So as the farmhouse, I prefer the whole front to be clapboard. You said gray.
That's right, yes,
So it doesn't read so much as a duplex, but as a single
yes.
home. The chimney makes total sense on the farmhouse. For me, the cupola was great on the barn, and even the 2 little race course barns. I thought that was great, but that's neither here nor there. And then the width of the windows, I agree with that. If they're a bit wider, the house won't be so tall. I do think there does need to be something at the intersection of the roofs. I totally think you're right about getting a vertical element there, but I think it should be a chimney. Sorry. It makes more sense with the house.
It would be very nice.
And no clapboard all the way around. I think that
Yeah,
you said
it's
that
just
was sort of. Yeah, but I like it on the whole front personally.
All right, thank you, Carrie. The only other thing that I have to add, and I'll reiterate, sort of, I think not just my concerns or goals, but everyone's. This, the steep roof pitches on your dormers. There's 7s, they should probably go 6, maybe even 5. Gotcha. Okay, so I think widening the windows, that's a good one. Doing something other than the 2 panels on the entry doors, good idea. I guess I would be content with a vented cupola in the true sense of the word. Or I love the idea of a big chimney there. I think that would sort of say house and farmhouse in particular. It's coming out of the middle of the mast where they used to come out of. And then the idea of just clapboard on the front face of the building. Did I miss anything? No, I think that's all. Okay, well-designed building budget. So what should we do with this, folks?
What did you think about Harry's idea and Ray about the chimney? Because we could change that right now.
We can change it, right, as a,
Oh.
pardon me, as a design, I completely agree with you. As a practical matter, thinking down the road a little bit, it poses some issues in terms of it's going to be fake. It
What's
is,
the difference between building this and building a chimney on the outside?
the cupola,
Brick
the
veneer.
vent, there's utility,
Oh, of course, yeah, if it's an actual,
and that's
Functioning
my only point.
yeah.
And listen, if this were a house being built for me or for anybody else, I completely agree with the chimney idea. Anyway, that's my feeling on it.
Now,
Is it a
you know
necessary
that
function?
frequently, including on my projects, it's been requested just for balance or something to add like a fake chimney. And what happens is you frame it up on top of the roof, run ice and water shield all over it. You put like cut bricks on as a veneer on top of Durarock. Don't even have an opening on the top, just flash the whole top of it. So it's just totally 100% cosmetic. I'm just saying it is done.
And I don't think the vent is truly functioning necessarily.
Wait, well, it
These
actually,
days, what it-
today, it would be with this particular structure. However, I understand it, I don't. If that's the pleasure of the board, I see no reason to litigate it. I'm simply expressing my concerns with future issues. And I think it's different in a situation like this than a private home. My father was a mason, my grandfather was a mason.
Over a folk chimney.
Yeah, I've done coaching these too, at the pleasure of this board,
Yeah.
and
Done it myself, so for me,
Yeah.
it's,
yeah.
again, I'm not the one that's fixing them or cleaning them. So I would say,
I would say go with the pleasure of the board.
Oh, good. I'll make that motion then. Everything you said about
Okay,
widening
so
the windows.
this is
Clapboard.
for the record. Okay, so Abby's motion is to approve this with the following modifications.
And if the chimney, can I just say that the chimney would be like a
Formal.
scaled in
Or,
for old fashioned sort of Victorian chimney?
top,
If we're gonna build a fake chimney, it would be
It's gonna
very
be-
nice.
Okay,
It's
so,
an architectural element, but it's important.
okay, so here are the stipulations. One, that all of the windows will be made 2 inches wider. They're 2.4 now, they're gonna go to 2.6 minimum. Clapboard only on the front, also known as the south elevation. The rest would be shingle.
And what color is it? Sorry, I just wanna know.
Gray.
Yeah.
Right, didn't you say gray,
yes,
Matthew?
yeah, I'll have to verify on the application,
Yeah,
but yes. that'll be part-
Pitches on the dormers will be reduced from a 7 to a 6. And currently what's shown as a cupola would go to a chimney, a faux chimney, additional detailing at the corbel top.
Similar proportion.
Yeah, exactly. So that is the motion that Abby made. On that motion, John?
I have a comment on the motion.
Yes, go ahead.
All right. I've sat here for many years and watched a lot of things happen. This looks like this proper project to put together, and I think it's a good job.
Yeah.
But I still have my comments
Yep.
as to a no vote, and I hate to do that because what I'm requesting is minor changes, not big stuff. My comments were.
Well, we're getting rid of your cupola.
Huh?
We're getting rid of your cupola.
I made two compliments. One was that.
We're changing, oh, you know what?
The doors, I thought.
Doors.
Okay, so the doors has to be made part of the motion. It's gonna be a 4-panel door,
What?
4-panel door.
Yeah.
Is that good? 4-panel?
What panel?
4-panel door.
Instead of a 2.
No,
Yeah,
no,
two windows.
these are not typical to be in that
No,
area.
no, we're changing them. John. And thank you for reminding me, because we're gonna change the doors to 4-panel doors.
Okay.
That's gonna be part of the
If
motion.
they're gonna change it, that's a good knockout.
Yeah.
The cupola was the other one.
No, we're gonna change that to a chimney, John.
It's gone, John.
It's gone.
Go back.
Going to be a chimney, not a cupola.
Okay. All right, these what really bothers me is this, the fact that it is outside of the old HPC. Trying to say.
They can't move it into the other.
If these are 4-panel and then this design here, I find no problem.
We can easily change it to a 4-panel.
Yeah, so that is part of Abby's motion.
But I would like my comment to be made part of the complete record.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, so are you in favor of Abby's motion? Which includes your 4-panel doors and includes getting rid of the cupola to make a chimney. You in favor for a motion?
Change your doors.
Oh, yeah, doors are changed. You in favor?
Yeah, comment.
I'll come back to you,
Okay,
John.
no, that's all right. Go ahead.
But are you in favor of the motion?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Carrie,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
thank you, Diane and Abby on your motion,
Aye.
and I'm in favor of the motion too. There you go, Matthew.
Thank you.
Now, listen, sorry we couldn't get to part 2 of this one, but look how tired we all are.
Yeah.
We gotta go have a drink.
There you go.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Big drink.
unfortunately, not yet. No, not for a while. Okay,
Thank you.
all right, well, we'll see you Tuesday.
Yes,
All right.
thank you all.
Okay, folks, listen, I think we did a pretty good job.
Did a great job.
We're gonna adjourn.
Mr. Chair,
Oh, sorry.
before you adjourn,
Question. You got number 7 here. Let's go down to that.
It's
We're
Tuesday.
gonna review that on Tuesday night.
Huh?
We're gonna review that on Tuesday. We're gonna,
We'll hold it.
yeah, hold it. to Tuesday.
before you adjourn,
Yes.
the minutes from July 20th, the votes for 2 of the signs were flip-flopped.
Oh, you
Um,
do.
So I need for you to rescind the motion, and the language is written. Motion to rescind, motion to hold item 2 wall sign for revisions, change the motion to approve item 2 wall signs, to motion to approve.
Okay.
You
All right, so,
want me to say it again?
no, it's all written down.
Yes.
So, can somebody just give me a motion to rescind the made on July 20th?
Yes, so moved.
Okay, so Abby has made a motion to rescind the motion made on July 20th as follows. Page 2 of 10, motion to hold item 2 wall sign for revisions, change motion to approve item 2 wall sign, motion to approve item 3 entrance sign, change motion to hold item 3 entrance sign for revisions. That is Abby's motion. Now, did I get that all correct? Okay, so on Abby's motion, Carrie,
Aye.
thank you. Diane,
Hi,
Thank you. John?
Comment.
Yes, go ahead.
It's confusing, okay?
No, oh, yeah,
What
it
is
is
two?
very confusing.
What is it relation to?
Okay, so what happened, John, is when we motioned to approve all this, it was mixed up, what signs we were approving and which ones we weren't. So this is changing it so that it's correct. That's what we're doing. Yeah, no, it's okay. And it's just this one motion, right?
Yeah, one motion for the two, yes,
It
yeah,
encompasses
Yeah.
everything.
yes. Terry's
That's what I'm
on the
missing.
line, I believe.
All right, you gotta explain this somehow.
Okay.
Thumbs up,
So-
maybe?
See, we made a motion back on July 20th.
Right,
We made a motion to approve the minutes that said these things.
These are minutes.
Right.
Oh, I see.
But so the minutes were wrong, so we had to change them. So what we have to do is we have to vote the new language back in. So that it's correct.
There's no changes in it.
Oh, there's some changes, like, see, we said motion to approve two wall sign, but it's supposed to say approve.
Keep my record.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, so are you okay with the motion? Yes, with that motion, thank you. Carrie, I got you. Abby on your motion.
Yes.
And Diane, did I get you on that one?
well, I'm an aye if you didn't.
Okay, thank you. Just for the record, and John, Abby on your motion,
Aye.
and I'm in favor too. Okay, so that's that.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yeah. And do we want to approve minutes?
Yes,
Here.
July 15th and
Motion to
22nd.
adjourn.
Can we just approve the minutes of July 15th and
Yeah.
22nd? Okay, so John's made a motion to approve the minutes of July 15th and 22nd. On that motion, Carrie.
Aye.
Diane,
Aye,
you, Abby,
Aye.
and John on your motion.
Yes.
All right, the motion carries. And now, John, you may make a motion to adjourn.
And sign the last one.
Okay. John has just made a motion to adjourn today's Thursday meeting. On that motion, Carrie.
Aye.
Diane,
aye.
thank you, Abby.
Aye.
John on your motion,
All right,
and I'm in favor.
I'm gonna ask a question.
Yeah.
We've got two people in this room, I think, know